My name is Rebecca Torres, and I orchestrated the most devastating family dinner in my family's history. Let me start from the beginning. I met Marcus Chen when we were both 28. He was a surgeon, brilliant, ambitious, dedicated. I was a pediatric nurse. We met at the hospital where we both worked. Our courtship was a whirlwind. 6 months of dating, then he proposed on a beach in Hawaii. It was perfect. He was perfect. We married a year later in a beautiful ceremony overlooking the ocean. 200 guests. Both our families crying happy tears. You two are going to make the most beautiful babies, my mother said at the reception. She wasn't wrong. But it would take longer than any of us expected. We started trying to conceive immediately. We were both healthy, young, successful. We assumed it would be easy. It wasn't. Month after month. Negative pregnancy tests. After a year, we saw a fertility specialist. Tests. Examinations. Diagnoses. Unexplained infertility, the doctor said. It happens. There's no clear reason why you can't conceive, but we can try interventions. We tried everything. Fertility medications that made me bloated and emotional. Intrauterine insemination. 3 rounds. All failures. Then IVF. In vitro fertilization. The most expensive, invasive, emotionally devastating process I'd ever experienced. Hormone injections every day. Mood swings. Bloating. Discomfort. The constant appointments. The waiting. The hoping. The first round of IVF failed. The second round failed. The third round, we got pregnant. We saw the heartbeat on the ultrasound. We cried. We told our families. We celebrated. I miscarried at 8 weeks. I was 33 years old and I felt broken. Marcus held me while I cried. He was supportive, patient, loving. We'll try again, he said. As many times as it takes. We did try again. 4th round of IVF. Failed. 5th round. Failed. We'd spent $87,000 on fertility treatments. My body was exhausted. My heart was shattered. We decided to take a break. Focus on our careers. On our marriage. On healing. Marcus threw himself into work. Long hours at the hospital. Sometimes he didn't come home until 2 a.m. Surgery ran late, he'd say. Emergency case. I understood. I was a nurse. I knew how demanding medical work could be. But something felt off. He was distant. Distracted. When I tried to talk about maybe trying IVF again, he'd change the subject. Let's just focus on us right now, he'd say. In March, 3 years into our marriage, I decided to surprise Marcus at the hospital. Bring him dinner during his shift. He wasn't there. Dr. Chen left around 6 p.m., the charge nurse told me. He said he had a personal appointment. It was 8 p.m. He texted me at 7:30 saying he was in surgery. I went home. When he arrived at 11 p.m., I asked where he'd been. Surgery, he said. Complicated appendectomy. He was lying. I started paying attention. More late nights. More emergency surgeries. More distance. In April, I checked our credit card statements. There were charges I didn't recognize. Restaurants in neighborhoods we never went to. A jewelry store. A purchase for $3,200 I'd never received. Flowers from a florist. Sent weekly. Not to our house. My hands shook as I scrolled through months of statements. Then I saw it. An obstetrics bill. From a private OB/GYN practice. For prenatal care. Under a patient name I didn't recognize. Amanda Reeves. I searched the name. Amanda Reeves worked at our hospital. Radiology technician. 25 years old. I felt like I was going to vomit. I hired a private investigator. Gave him everything. The receipts, the OB/GYN bill, Amanda's name. 1 week later, he had a full report. Marcus and Amanda had been having an affair for 8 months. It started during one of our breaks from IVF treatments. They'd been careful, discreet, until Amanda got pregnant. She was 4 months along, due in September. While I'd been destroying my body with hormone injections and failed IVF cycles, desperately trying to have Marcus's baby, he'd been sleeping with a 25-year-old radiology tech. And she was having the baby I couldn't. I sat in my car and read the investigator's report 3 times. Then I started planning. I called my mother. Mom, Marcus and I have some news to share. Can we do a family dinner? Both families. My mother was thrilled. Oh sweetie, are you pregnant? I smiled into the phone even though tears were streaming down my face. We'll share the news at dinner. Let's make it special. Saturday at 7 p.m. I'll make reservations at Romano's, she said. Her favorite restaurant. Actually, I said, can we do it at your house? I'd rather it be intimate. Family only. She agreed immediately. I called Marcus's mother next. Same conversation. Same excitement. Then I told Marcus. We should do a family dinner, I said over breakfast. Both our families. Saturday at my parents' house. He looked nervous. What for? I just miss everyone, I said. And I think it would be nice. We've been so isolated dealing with everything. He relaxed. That sounds good. My parents have been asking to see us. Perfect, I said. Saturday at 7. For the next week I prepared. I printed out every credit card receipt. Every restaurant charge. Every jewelry purchase. The OBGYN bill. I had the private investigator's photos. Marcus and Amanda at dinner, holding hands. His hand on her stomach, her barely showing pregnant belly. I created a presentation. Organized. Chronological. Devastating. I contacted my lawyer. Started divorce paperwork. Had it ready to file. I went to the jewelry store where Marcus had charged $3,200. Showed them his credit card number and asked what he'd purchased. A diamond pendant necklace, the clerk said. Beautiful piece. He had it engraved. What did the engraving say? The clerk checked the records. To with all my love and our future. Our future. I bought a gift box from a craft store. Put a ribbon on it. Saturday arrived. My parents' house was warm and festive. My mother had cooked enough food for 20 people even though it was just 8 of us. My parents, my younger sister, Marcus's parents, his brother, Marcus, and me. Everyone was smiling. Excited. So what's the big news? My mother asked as soon as we sat down for dinner. Let's eat first, I said. I want everyone to enjoy the meal. The announcement can wait for dessert. Dinner was delicious. Roasted chicken, garlic mashed potatoes, green beans, my mother's famous rolls. Marcus was nervous. He kept looking at me, trying to figure out what I was doing. He had no idea. After dinner, my mother brought out coffee and her homemade tiramisu. I stood up. Thank you all for coming tonight, I said. Marcus and I wanted to share something important with the family. All of you have been so supportive during our fertility struggles. You've prayed with us, cried with us, hoped with us. My mother's eyes were already tearing up. And tonight, I'm so happy to announce. I paused. That someone is pregnant. Everyone erupted. My mother screamed. Marcus's mother started crying. Marcus looked pale. Wait, I said, holding up my hand. Let me clarify. The room went quiet. I'm not pregnant, I said, but Amanda Reeves is. And the father is Marcus. Silence. Complete, absolute silence. Marcus's face went white. What? His mother whispered. I pulled out my laptop. Connected it to my parents' TV. Let me show you. I displayed the credit card statements first. Highlighted the charges. The restaurants. The jewelry store. While I was going through IVF, our 5th round, which failed, Marcus was taking Amanda Reeves to dinner. 5-star restaurants. Places he told me we couldn't afford because we were spending so much on fertility treatments. I showed the jewelry store receipt. He bought her a $3,200 diamond necklace. Engraved with, to with all my love and our future. Our future. I looked at Marcus. He hadn't moved. I showed the OBGYN bills. Amanda Reeves. 4 months pregnant. Prenatal appointments every month. Paid for with our joint credit card. My mother had her hand over her mouth. My father looked like he was ready to commit murder. Marcus's mother was crying. Then I showed the photos. Marcus and Amanda at dinner. Marcus kissing her. Marcus's hand on her stomach. She's due in September, I said. So while I was destroying my body with hormone injections, desperately trying to give Marcus the baby he said he wanted, he was creating one with someone else. I pulled out the gift box. Set it on the table. Marcus, I got you a gift. Catherine, please, he started. Open it. He didn't move. Open it, I repeated. My father reached over and opened the box. Inside were divorce papers. I'm filing for divorce on Monday, I said. These are preliminary papers. I'm also filing a lawsuit for fraud. You used marital funds for your affair. The jewelry. The dinners. Amanda's medical bills. All paid with our shared money. I looked around the table. I wanted you all here because you've been part of this journey. You supported us through the fertility struggles. You prayed for us to have a baby. You cried with us when we lost the pregnancy. My voice cracked. And I wanted you to see who Marcus really is. A man who would watch his wife suffer. Who would sit beside me in fertility clinics. Who would hold me while I cried over negative pregnancy tests. And then go sleep with someone else. I picked up my purse. Dessert is served, I said. Enjoy the tiramisu. I walked out of my parents' house. Behind me, I heard Marcus's mother screaming at him. My father's chair scraping back. I got in my car and drove away. The divorce was brutal. Marcus tried to argue that the affair started during a difficult time in our marriage, and that he deserved leniency. My lawyer demolished him. We had proof he'd used marital funds for the affair. Proof he'd lied about his whereabouts for months. Proof he'd gotten another woman pregnant while we were still trying to conceive. The judge was not sympathetic. I got the house, half his retirement accounts, and a portion of his future earnings, a calculated amount based on what I'd given up in my career to focus on our fertility treatments. The settlement was $680,000. Marcus's relationship with Amanda imploded 6 months after the baby was born. She sued him for child support. He's paying that too. His family disowned him. His mother called me to apologize. She cried. I raised him better than this, she said. I know, I told her. My family surrounded me. My mother moved in for 2 months to help me heal. My sister screened all my calls. It took a year before I felt human again. 3 years later, I'm doing well. I left nursing. Used part of the settlement to go back to school. I'm a therapist now, specializing in helping women cope with infertility and marriage trauma. I understand their pain in a way most people can't. I'm dating someone new. A kind man. A patient man. We're taking it slow. I don't know if I'll ever have children. I've made peace with that possibility. But I know this. I deserved better than Marcus. And that dinner, as painful as it was the moment I took my life back. Some announcements aren't about celebration. Some announcements are about truth. And truth, as devastating as it can be, will set you free.